He was at home entertaining other girls. Like, are you serious? Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. So I feel like I haven't done a story time in so long and so long. So today I'm back again with another story time. Now I couldn't decide if I should do like a get ready with me / a story time, or I should do like a sit down story time. So you guys should let me know in the comment section if you rather have me doing my makeup and talking, or you just want me to sit down like this and do the talking, you know, feel me. And just by the way, just in case you think you've seen this look or whatever somewhere, yes, I just finished filming a different video. And I decided to not to waste the makeup, like just sit down and give you a good story. So by the way, I don't believe in talking ill of my ex-boyfriends, because I feel like whatever you say is a reflection of you. Because if you say bad things about them, you're saying bad things about yourself as well, because first of all, you are with them and you probably tolerated some of their bullshit. So do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that each time I post a video, you'll be the first to be notified. And by the way, just in case you're feeling generous, okay, just in case you feel like, okay, this girl is really struggling, she's trying, okay, and I want to help her, simply share this video with your friends and family. That is all I want, okay? That is all I'm asking you. Just share this video, okay? Thank you. Anyway, so today's video is going to be about my psycho ex-boyfriend. I gave him the psycho ex-boyfriend because some of the things he did were just like unbelievable. And you know what? I'm just gonna let you guys decide for yourself. So let's go. Okay, guys. So I met this guy on Tinder. I know, like, I feel like nothing good ever comes out of Tinder. Like, seriously, you guys, let me know if any of you has ever found love or something on Tinder. And that being said, in case you've not watched some of my Tinder stories, check out my worst dates ever. I think there's a Tinder story that will definitely make you laugh. I'll link it. So this guy, I met him on Tinder and he was different. On Tinder, I had like most guys just like coming in my DM and saying hi and some boring stuff. But this guy was different. He knew what he wanted. He knew he was like upfront and that he would speak to you straight up and all that. So it was different. So when I met this guy, at that time I had just broken up with my ex-boyfriend, and you know, a girl back then I was the kind of girl that just didn't want to wait. I mean, I could wait, but you know, why should I? So as soon as I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, there this guy was. We started talking, and after a while I gave him my number. He would send me pictures about what he does, what he's doing, who he's hanging out with. You know how, you guys, you know how chatting with someone can actually push you in? That was how it was. Like, he pushed me all in just via chat. We kept talking, and then eventually one day he was like, hey, so we've been talking for a while and I would really like to see you. How about I cook you dinner on this day, whatever, like, you're a beautiful girl and I would love to cook for you and all that. You guys, now while I'm telling the story, there'll be some pointers that I'll tell you. First of all, never ever, okay, I don't care what anyone says, but do not accept to go to a guy's house for a meal on the first date. Back then, I used to think it was so cute for someone to offer to cook for you. To be honest with you guys, I actually accepted this offer because I was like, oh my god, he wants to cook for me. That's so nice. Being a typical Ghanaian girl who wasn't used to, back then I wasn't used to men cooking for me. I wasn't even used to men cooking. Well, that's a lie. My dad used to cook even back then, so that's not an excuse. My dad cooks, but back then it was like, oh, that's so sweet. You know what, now that I look at it, I think I was just being stupid, because even my ex used to cook for me. What am I talking about? But it still felt good that someone had offered to cook for me on the first day. So I was like, you know what, yeah, hell yes, okay, yeah, sure, definitely, cook for me. Now the pointers I was talking about is that I don't think any girl should accept a man to cook for her on the first date. Apart from the fact that it's a very cheap way to get you to their house, it's another way for them to sleep with you. So many things could have gone wrong just with that first date. I was touched. I was like, oh my god, that's so sweet. Okay, sure, definitely. So I go to this guy's house, he cooks for me, then we start talking, and I have a thing, like, I love smart, intelligent men. Like, yo, like, if I'm with you, I want to learn something. That is who I am. I love it when a man is intelligent. I don't mind looking down, but like, I want to learn something from you, you know, like that is me. It turns me on. It makes me feel good when a man is just so intelligent and he's throwing his knowledge everywhere. And I'm just like, okay, I got you, you know? When I first met him, that was how it was. Like on the first date, oh my God, like this guy was like full of ideas and talking about this, back then I was still in the university and then like he was talking about this and talking about that. And I think he was into telecommunication. Now this is not relevant, but this guy was living at Villaggio. Now, for those of you who don't know where Villaggio is like one of the most expensive places in Accra. So, like, I had left my ex back then, who was, so let's say my first ex is, let's call him A, and then the one I just recently met, let's call him B, okay? So, I had just left A, okay? And then I was going into, like, I went to see B. Does it make sense? I hope it does. It's like that thing where, like, you leave someone and you want to elevate. Mind you, A wasn't poor. Sweetheart, like if I'm being honest, A was also very bragful. So I didn't want A to say that, oh, you left me and then like you settled, you know, that kind of thing. So even though I left A, I didn't want to, you know, go down. Like we're not about that life. Like sweetheart, we are elevating, we're going higher, you know. So when I left A, I found B. I'm like, okay, dude, like as intelligent. He texts me morning, day, afternoon. Like he checks up on me almost all the time. He lives at Villaggio. Like, what else can a girl ask for? You know, that was like my whole mentality back then. And this is like 3-4 years ago, by the way. So I get there and this guy's like super tall, you guys. He was like tall. I'm like, okay. And then he looked cuter than his pictures too. So I was like, oh la la. So we get to this guy's place, he has cooked and like we started eating and we started talking and it was so engaging, it was so nice. Like he looked so realistic.
Pardon?
He looked so realistic.
And then when I was going there, I told him that, you know what, like I don't want to just like stay in your place, so maybe you can go somewhere. And he was like, oh fine, we can just have dinner and then go to Sky Bar and then have some drinks. So basically what happened is that we had dinner at his place. We have a rooftop bar. We went to the rooftop bar, we had some drinks. I used to have a problem with people who smoke because I don't have asthma or anything of that sort, but in the beginning I couldn't stand the smell and I would usually cough too much when someone smokes around me. So back then when I was like going out with him, like when I was going there, I remember when we got to Sky Bar for instance, he was like, please can I smoke? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And here was the thing, even though I didn't like people who smoke and the fact that he was smoking would have like turned me off instantly. But I felt like he was a gentleman because he asked me, you know, that kind of thing, like, you know, that, like it's usually the really tiny things that makes a difference, you know. At the end of the night, I went home. But you guys, I went home with a good impression because dude was a gentleman. At least that is what I thought. Now, another point I wanted to jot down, write it down as necessary, is that you see narcissistic men, sociopaths and psychopaths, they draw you in, you guys. I feel like I've met so many of them that now, as soon as I see it, like the lights start flashing. Most of the time, they're the sweetest people you can ever find because that's the only way they can manipulate you. From then, it was like we met almost not almost every day, but like from time to time. At that time, I had just gotten out of a relationship where I had with A, whom I stayed with for a short while. So like I was really, thank you man, thank you. I was really looking for something that was like quite independent. Can you guys count the number of times I've said like? It's like. And then fast forward, we became really close. He was the kind of guy that would send you a message very early in the morning. Hey babe, how you doing? Did you sleep well? And in the afternoon, he would come and say, hey babe, how's the day been? Like I'm just passing through to check up on you. I hope you're having a good day. And mind you, even like the morning, afternoon messages, like we were literally chatting the whole day. Like that was how intense it was. There was this particular day that he told me that he was about to lose his job and that he was like really sad. We hadn't done anything by this time. And he told me that he was really sad and he was heartbroken and a whole lot of things, blah, blah, blah. And then that day when he called me, like you could see that his voice was shaky. Now till date, I don't know if the guy was playing me or he was being honest, you guys. But it will make sense later on. He was about to lose his job because something happened and they have to lay over some people. And unfortunately, he might be affected as well, even though he's very good at what he does. So I get there, like, so he calls me that he needs to hang out, he needs to drink because he's feeling very down, and I go to meet him. So when I got there, he was with his friend, and he introduced me to his friend. You know, another thing where like a boyfriend actually introduces your friend, like, okay, we're getting there, okay. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it's just cute to know that someone you like actually wants you to meet their friends, you know. So fast forward to my birthday. Until last year, like so many years, my birthday was like one of the saddest days of my life. Don't get me wrong, just because I never I always felt weird on my birthdays. It's like there's always something missing on my birthdays. Until last year, on my birthdays, I would literally just like sleep at home. I had never celebrated my birthday or done anything special on my birthday. And each birthday, I would just like go home, take my bath, and either cry myself to sleep or just sleep. That is depressing, by the way. Don't do that. But yes, I had so many years that my birthdays were worse. So that year, I had just broken up with my ex-boyfriend. So it was like nothing special was gonna happen that year as well, you know. But I remember this guy calling me. He was like, invite 3 of your friends out, then we can have like a good meal. You can add more if you want. But I had just met him. There's something you have to know about me. I guard my energy, okay? I protect my friends and family. Now, I can like you, okay? I can even love you and still not show you to my friends and family. You know why? Because I like to keep things separate. Just because I love you doesn't mean you should be my friends. Because if you meet them and you're not who I think you are, then like your name will always be on their lips, you know? And then they start asking, where's your boyfriend? Where's this person? Where is that? And I hate that. So when I start a relationship, I usually try my best. Like even though I tell my friends that, oh, I'm seeing this person, I try my best not to like make him familiar with them. Like I don't mingle you guys. I'm just like, you know, stay away from each other until it's time. You know, that kind of thing. So he was like, oh, we had this man. He was like, oh, babe, like invite your friends out, whatever. And I didn't want that. Like this guy was rich and he was like spoiling me up and down. And I had a feeling that he might influence my friends with his money, you know? So I was like, you know what? No. So on my birthday, he was like, oh, let's go out for dinner and all those things. And I was like, nah, babe, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I would hang out with my friends. I've already made plans with my friends. That's what I said. Now, before you all think that maybe I don't want anyone to snatch my boyfriend, no, I don't give an F, okay? I would introduce my friends to my boyfriend at any time, any day. I don't care. If my friend snatches my boyfriend, it means my boyfriend wasn't meant to be my boyfriend, and it means my friend is not my friend either. I've never been afraid of introducing my friend to my boyfriend. And like I said, friend, and the line word is friend, not just anyone I know, a friend. You feel me? Let's continue. I'd already made plans with my friends. I was like, no, I've made plans with my friends, so I'll meet you afterwards. I had a simple hangout with my friends, and then from then I went to his house. When I got to his place, you guys, dude had lit flowers everywhere. I lost my phone at that time, and at that time I was very cheap, so I wasn't like using iCloud, so I don't have them on my iCloud, but I had pictures and videos. Dude had lit candles from the entrance, like from his gate to his bathtub and his bedroom, and there were like petals, like flowers everywhere, and it was like so beautiful. It was nothing I had seen before. So I enter and I'm like, what the hell is happening? And you know how like all these things, because it's like, I was naive, by the way. 4 years ago, I was super, super naive. I wasn't acting my age. It took me a while to like understand this game, you guys. So let me continue. So I get in there and then like the flowers are everywhere, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is so romantic. He had ordered like food, and like there was a table set for 2 people. You guys, it was sweet. Like it was nice. He had like a jacuzzi in his place, so like he had done the light whatever to his jacuzzi and all those things. So I get there and I'm already like, oh my god, you did this for me, that's so sweet, that kind of thing. Okay, so how did I start noticing that he was a sociopath or a psychopath? Pretty simple. So this guy had a habit of telling me about almost everything. At least that's what I thought. He told me everything. So there was this particular day that we were having a discussion. He used to ask about my opinion on lots of things. So there was this particular day that we're talking about this particular beach house he was trying to build. And then dude was like, he wanted my opinion about where the bathroom should be. Should he make like a pool inside? Like those kind of little details. Yeah. So while we were talking, he was like, okay, you know what, babe, this will be our room. And I quote, this will be our room. This will be where the kids will sleep in whenever we go on vacation.
I'm laughing like class.
You guys, let's laugh together, right? He was like, I don't think we need a washroom in the kids' room because, you know, it'll be too much. I'm like, no, like it's more advisable in like there are washrooms in almost every room because kids, you know, that kind of argument, you guys, you kept going back and forth, and he got so upset and was like, how can you not want that? What would the kids do with the washroom? They can just use the guest one. I'm like, no, what if you have extra guests and there's like the house is piled? What happens? You guys, some nonsense couples do. You let's just laugh together. Why? So that night, after we finished everything, we argued and argued. I got upset. I went to sat somewhere because I was thinking about my life. And mind you, I like, we're dating for a while. He had never said I love you. He had never done like any of this bullshit. And this guy literally just like came, held my hand, picked me up like a baby, and then placed me on the kitchen counter. And then he was like, he looked me straight in the eye. You guys, straight to, and said, babe, I love you. Babe, I love you. I really love you, and I'm not bullshitting about. I'm old enough. I have to settle down now, and blah blah blah. All the bullshit people say. He talked a lot. All this while looking at me straight now, and I think he had like this. He had gray eyes. No, he had gray eyes. You know, some of the eyes that like changes. His eyes were like gray, but they could change to blue. He was from Switzerland actually, and like he was like looking at me in the eyes and just like saying all this bullshit. I'm like, oh, and my heart started I started having butterflies. I wasn't in love yet, but like I've always been a helpless romantic. Like I love. So the fact that this guy was like, had placed me on this table and he was like expressing himself and making me feel all special. Let me cast him a drama. I thought I had arrived. Ha! So before you had to get to his place, you had to sign in. Like they had to sign in your name, your number, and your details specifically, and then they'll call him and confirm that it's you before you go into the apartment. So I kind of felt like this was too good to be true. You guys, this is one of the reasons why I don't play with God. Like I don't go to church every day, unfortunately, but I do not play with God. I feel like God is so amazing. I feel like God has done so much for me, and each time I'm in trouble or each time I'm in doubt, I go to him. I felt like this was so good to be true. And back then I had just moved into a new apartment, and this guy just like out of the blue, he just went like, babe, what do you need for your house? Like write them down, I'm gonna buy like everything you need. And like truthfully, he like paid for everything that I needed in the apartment. Like not everything, but like he paid for most of the things, and then he was like, okay, I'll give you a check this weekend to like buy the rest of the things. So before you had to go into his place, he had to like sign and write your name and all that to go in. So there was this particular day I was like, you know what, this is like too good to be true. I mean, no guy is that perfect. You know, like he's tall, he's handsome, he cooks for me, he treats me like a queen. We're always out, like we're out whenever I want. He wants to meet my friends and family. He's like extremely generous. He buys me things and gives me money without even me knowing about or asking him for. Like, this is just too good to be true, you know, that kind of thing. So I was like, nah. So I prayed to God, and then I was like, God, like I feel like there's something wrong. I feel like there's something missing. You guys always trust your instinct, because I always feel like there was something missing, there was something wrong. And I was like, God, I feel like there's something wrong. I feel like there's something missing. So today I'm going to this guy's house. Okay, if there's really something that he's hiding, and if he's really not the one for me, please show me a sign. That was all I said. Then I went to this guy's house. I get to this guy's place, and as usual, I signed my name. But the only difference is that on this particular day, I was like, you know what, let me just raise my head and see what's up. You guys, I raised my head and like I just looked up like on the row of like the room numbers, you guys, and there were like literally more than 6 names that were going into his apartment, and they were all females. Literally, yes. 6. I'm not sure it's 6, like 8, like almost 10 names, you guys. Okay, so let's say 6 on the first day. So like I left my head and like 6 different names had gone to the apartment that very day, and they were all female names. Now what I liked about our relationship was the fact that no one was like too, like it was very independent, you know, like I go there when I want to, and there's no stress, like nothing. I had the will to do anything I wanted. I check and like I see that someone actually came that very morning. I was going there in the evening. Someone came that very morning. Someone came in the afternoon, that kind of thing. And I checked, and my heart, you guys, my heart started skipping so fast. I mean, it wasn't because I was already in love with him, but like I think it was the fact that I was in love with the idea of him, you know. So my heart starts beating very fast, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what the fuck, what the fuck. I had forgotten I prayed though. So I get to this guy's house, and as usual, he welcomes me. Babe, what do you want to eat? Should we order something? And he's being the sweet him. And for the first time since I knew him, I realized that he was always on his phone. I realized that even though he says all these things, most of them were just bullshit. Like for the first time, I realized that he actually was like saying certain things that just like didn't matter. So I went to his Facebook page, and for the first time I realized that all he follows, apart from his family and friends, the rest of the people he follows are all females. You guys. Now let me quickly chip in that this is the same guy that when we go to a restaurant and I even stare at someone, he gets super upset and jealous. Like he would, like there was this time that I wasn't even looking at the person, like the person did something and like it was funny, and I looked at the person and I was like, that kind of thing, and this guy flipped. But on that very day, he was staring at a different girl and he claimed that he knew her from somewhere. So like all of a sudden, like the little things that he used to do, I didn't notice, started making sense. I didn't see it. I just kept like the whole night, I didn't say a word. I was just like sitting there looking at him, and I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Funny enough, I slept over. So the next morning, I like to think that I don't jump into conclusion. I'm an overthinker, okay? And I analyze things. So the whole night I didn't sleep. I analyzed everything, and then I asked him the next morning, right before I left. I asked him, I was like, babe, who's this person and who's this person? Like I mentioned some of the girls whose names were on the thing, and I was like, why did you have like over 6 girls visiting you yesterday? You know when you catch someone in a lie and their jaw just drops and their countenance changes? That was how it was, you guys. His countenance changed, his face dropped, and I was like, and that was what I was looking for. Like I didn't want to ask him like during the night so that he would be like start lying, like he would be smart enough to be able to tell me that, oh, it's not like that. I wanted to see his reaction before he could like pick himself back. I was like, okay, bye. When I left. So after I left, he called me. He was like, oh babe, it's not like that. The girls you saw on the thing is not me, it's my chef and it's my chauffeur, and usually when I leave they bring in some girls. You guys, first of all, it's not possible. Even the chef and the chauffeur and whatever, they sign as well. So it's not even possible to bring someone in without the person signing him. Like it's like you have to. So like I realized something else. Some of the girls came in but they didn't sign out, which means he dropped them off. And from there, he works in a telecommunication thing. So he used to tell me that, oh babe, I'm so busy. Like sometimes I use my phone because like I'm trying to reply messages and my emails on my phone and all that. You guys, it was all bullshit. Turns out he was a guy who could actually work from home. So all the times that I thought that he was just busy and he had to go to work and he was at work and all those things, he wasn't even at work. He was at home entertaining other girls. Like, are you serious? I'm someone who likes closure. I want closure. Like, I want to know why you did what you did, and I always want closure. After that, he called me. He was lying. I was like, you know what? You're full of bullshit. Come back when you like really tell me the truth. So first of all, I met this girl on Facebook whose birthday was like 2 days from mine or a day from mine. I'm not sure anymore. And then she entered my inbox and started talking, and then quickly I hadn't unfriended him on Facebook yet, so I realized that she was following him as well. Like they were following each other as well. So this girl like started talking to me, and I was like, oh cool. And I'm like, and back then I was so tempted to tell. Like I felt like as soon as I left him, I figured that almost all the girls that were on his Facebook were probably girls he had dated or were still dating. I was so close to texting these girls and telling them that, you know what, this guy, if he hasn't dated you before. If he does, just know this. But I like to mind my business so much, you guys. Like, I stay in my lane. I don't go where I'm not supposed to go. So I was like, you know what? Sorry. For all I know, they know. So I'm just gonna stay in my lane and mind my business. So I never did that. So this girl texted me. She's like, oh hey, my birthday is on this day, that kind of thing. And then I realized they were following each other. So after that, we decided that we're gonna meet at Afikiko. We met at Afikiko, and then I started talking to this girl. And then I kind of had a feeling that she actually didn't want to befriend me. She was friends with me because the guy was her boyfriend or whatever, and he was following me, and she was probably just curious. Like, I just kept feeling that way. So while we were speaking, I was like, hey, do you know this guy? And she's like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. I'm like, okay. So I dumped him like a week or two ago, and this is what I observed. I think he sees a lot of girls, and she's like, yeah, he's my boyfriend of like a year. Like, we've been dating for a year and a half or so. And I'm like, your boyfriend is everyone's boyfriend. So when I left him, I had a feeling that he was actually doing a broadcast message. The hi babe, how are you, good morning, afternoon messages. I had a feeling that it was a broadcast message. So I was like, okay. So he used to send me messages in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. I have a feeling that it's a broadcast message. And I was just like, yeah, he does the same thing with me. And I'm like, okay, let's compare. You guys, we compared messages. And it was literally like, dude was sending us the same thing, you guys. He was sending us the same messages. Like the hi babe, I just got here. Whenever he traveled, he sent me pictures. It was all the same, literally. From word to word, he was sending us like how he gets jealous when you do something. The only difference between my relationship with him and hers was the fact that he used to take me out a lot. And the fact that on my birthday, he actually made an effort to take me out. And I said no. I don't know if he actually liked me, or maybe I was just the new girl and he just wanted to like flaunt his wealth and make me feel special. I have no idea. Apart from that, our messages were the same. She was still very much in love with him, and nothing I said would like make her stop. So I was quiet. You know how girls can be so in love with someone and tell them everything? So after I told the girl everything that happened, she was like, you know what, I'm gonna ask him, I'm gonna confront him, I'm gonna tell him, and I'm gonna hear what he has to say. Because let's be honest, she was still in love with him. So she went to him and then she told him everything I said. And this guy was like, no, first of all, she asked him, do you know Mira? I just made a friend, her name is Mira. And then he was like, oh yeah, I know Mira, she's a very cool girl, she's like really nice. And he said so many wonderful things about me the first time, okay? And she came back and told me, and she was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do something else. And she went back and told him that, oh babe, I met Mira again, and she said you were like this, you were a cheat and blah. And he was like, no, hell no. Mira, that girl, she was like throwing herself at me, and I said no. And then she like got upset, and she has been acting terrible around me since then. Now let me quickly chip in something that I forgot to tell you guys earlier on. There was this particular day that he was like replying a message and he was laughing to her, and I was like, why are you laughing? And then he was like, oh, there's this girl that she usually plays with me, that she likes me, and then she just told me that I have to marry her whether I like it or not. And that was making me funny. Like, I don't like her at all. She just keeps texting me, and sometimes she's very funny. That's why I'm laughing. When he told her that, oh, Mira has been throwing herself at him, like it drew me back to that time where he told me that someone else was throwing herself at him. And funny enough, this particular story, I didn't even ask him. He was the one that offered it, you know, that kind of thing. So he tells her that, and she was still in love, by the way. So he tells her that, and he was like, stay away from her, she's like a terrible person, she was pushing herself on me. And I said no. And then she got upset, and since then she's been saying bad things about me to my friends, and a couple of friends have texted me and told me that. And I didn't even know any of his friends, you guys. The only one I knew was that girl, and she befriended me anyway, so I didn't even know what he was talking about. So I was like, okay, sure. No, like, she came and told me, I was like, you know what, sometimes I have a temper, like I have a really bad temper sometimes. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna let this guy get away with it. I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna confront him. So I called him, and as soon as I called him, he was like, hi Mira, how are you been? I miss you so much. I don't know. It's like, shut up, you told your girlfriend that I've been throwing myself at you. And at first he was like, no, I didn't say that, blah blah blah. And started speaking my mind, and this guy started fake crying on the phone, you guys. I was like, Mira, I'm so sorry, and I didn't mean to, and I really like you, and when I first came to Ghana, I was lonely and like I didn't have friends. So these girls was like my only getaway, and like I had to concentrate my energy to something because I was working too much. Like a whole bunch of bullshit, you guys. She was like, you know what, like, right, yeah, I still like him, so I'm just gonna like keep trying and maybe it might work. And I'm like, okay, fine. Doesn't mean like I'm that friend who'll tell you that, you know what, I'll tell you the truth, but I'll be like, you know what, do what's good for you. This is my truth. I don't think you should do it, but in the end, do what you think is good for you. So I was like, you know what, okay. She said she was gonna go, and I was like, okay, fine. No, nothing spoiled. So I remember that this guy told her that he was gonna, like, fast forward, let me before I conclude the story. He told her that he was gonna change and that he doesn't cheat and whatever. He was gonna be just them. And I remember she told me that he even met her mom or something. I think so. I'm not sure. But she said that, and then there was this person, she came and told me that he said he was traveling to Switzerland, and she told me that whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. You guys, 3 days after she told me the story, I was passing by the public, and dude was sitting there flirting with another girl. So I walked up to him and I was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? He's like, oh my God, Mira. Like, he was shaking. I was like, oh my God, Mira, how have you been? I missed you. I'm like, I don't. I don't. So I was like, oh, enjoy your night. Let me tell you something, okay? By this time, this girl had become my friend. So there was no way I was going to let someone else take advantage of her. And I was not going to do that. So I told her, I was like, you know what? That's where your man is. I thought he was in Switzerland. He's in Ghana. So after I saw him, I think he felt like she would tell me. So he then went back. The story is so messy. He then went back and told her that, oh babe, I'll arrive today and blah blah blah. And you guys, he didn't bring her even a pants, which means he didn't travel. All he did was like, oh yeah, and I bought this for myself, and I bought this for myself, and I bought that for myself, and a whole lot of things. Eventually they broke up, but eventually too, I also found out that like he had done it to so many girls. Like eventually I found so many girls who were victims, and apparently like he usually like looks out for beautiful, innocent looking girls, and then he does it to them. So if you're smart enough to like, play your cards well, then you're good to go. If not, he just makes you feel like you're the only one and he's gonna marry you and all that bullshit, and then he uses you. So if your boyfriend is living at Villaggio and is from Switzerland, the probability that he's not your boyfriend is very high, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I'm the bearer of bad news, and I don't care. I'm not bothered, okay? I will say this anywhere and anywhere. He's a sociopath. He's a psychopath. I didn't want this video to be too long. That's why I cut most of them. But some of the things he did straight up shows signs and symptoms of a psychopath. That brings me to the end of the story. Even if you didn't take anything from the story, you should take the fact that you should always pray. Is very necessary. Tell God about your relationships, okay? Whichever man you decide to be with, ask God first. Most of these players come as romantic, Mr. Romantic. They come as Mr. Billionaire. They come as Mr. Cute, Mr. Understanding, Mr. Good Listener. And most of the time, they just mess you up. After this guy, I didn't date anyone for 3 freaking years because I was so upset with myself for falling for that. Okay? And now I think it was a good thing. It was good it all happened. But I'm just saying, always pray and put your man in prayers. Give it to God and let him decide. Secondly, okay, you see a manipulative man, a man who's extremely jealous of everything you do. Like, I find it cute when my man is jealous when I do something, but not extremely, okay? If he's like, once in a while, if a man shows signs of jealousy, it's like, oh, you like me that much? But at the same time, I don't know why you're all around my business. I don't know if I'm making sense. Now, I know this is the point where the men say that women don't really know what they want. We do know what we want, but I'm not looking for, like, most of the time, men are extremely jealous because they're doing it. Like, if a man is cheating on you, he's afraid that you might be cheating on him as well. So he becomes extremely possessive and jealous because he's not sure if you're cheating as well, So any single sign he sees, he starts being all jumpy. Oh my God, like that kind of thing. Why are you talking to this person? Why are you doing that? Let me see your phone. Let me check your phone. I've met such men. They are trash. Sorry, but they are trash. They are being... Wow. Sorry. My head doesn't want me to talk about that. They're doing that because they feel like, they are doing it, and you might be doing it as well, and they don't trust you, and then they have to make you feel insecure about yourself so they can feel good. You know what I'm trying to say? So be careful of narcissistic men. They're out there. Manipulative men. Sweetheart, he was extremely manipulative. He was the kind of guy. So I mean, he didn't do it to me that much, probably because he just felt like I wasn't that kind of person, or I don't know what. But from what I heard, he would usually make his girls like stop doing certain things. He'd make you stop working or like do other things because he's just so insecure by himself. Be careful of an insecure man. Most of the times he's doing something else. Well, I guess all I'm trying to say is that, like, look out for the small signs, sweetheart. Just because he's sweet to you doesn't mean he would not break your heart. Most men out there are wolves in sheepskin. On that note, I must be going. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Oh god, I'm losing my words. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video.